What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Best Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Russler. Joining me today is my friend Enzo Nitti. He is a comedian out of St. Louis. You can find him on Instagram at Enzo Style Pizza. We had a good time talking and enjoy the episode. So what's up, man? How you been?
I'm good, man.
I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, it's been, God, I don't know. I feel like we keep missing each other at the club.
Yeah. Well, holidays are always weird and stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, you're a bit of a jet setter.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. I haven't been traveling that much, but recently, but I do have some trips going. I'm going to Colombia in March.
See, you say, oh, I haven't been traveling that much, but like when you travel, you're going to like the Caribbean and South America and all of these places. And when I travel, I'm going to like Branson.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big difference between your traveling and my traveling.
Yeah, I know. Well, because of Melanie. I mean, Melanie, she's got those group trips. And so we're going to Colombia in March. And then we're going to Italy in July. And then Patagonia in November, and it's all just from her group trip. She runs group trips and brings like 10, 15 people and orchestrates the whole thing. And so I just get to go for comedic relief, so it's nice.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, she just plans the whole thing.
She just plans group trips. Are they like her friends, or is this?
No, that's her business. Like, she has her own business that just runs group trips. So, it's called Travel Light. And she pretty much just picks places where there's really nice hikes. And then when she finds the hike, she's either already done it or wants to do it. And then she just, posts about it on Instagram, has her own website. And then, just people sign up. Like, there's 13 people coming to Colombia, 16 people coming to Italy, and then I don't know how many people in Patagonia. I don't think she's even tried to sell it yet. But yeah. It's cool. She loves planning trips.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is great. I lucked out because I just get to go, obviously, and I don't have to pay her or anything. I just have to like be her second guide and make sure everybody's having a good time, and that's it.
I like that is kind of funny that you have to be the second guide, but you don't really know
what's going on.
Yeah, you don't have any idea what's happening.
Yeah, she just tells me, okay, you got to do this, do that. I'm like, you got it. Pretty much our entire relationship's like that. She's like, you got to do this. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do it.
That works so much better.
Yeah.
Like when my wife says like, hey, do you think that you could do this or that? I'm like, yeah. But it'll never get done. Yeah. But if she's like, hey, you need to do this. Yeah. I'm like, okay. And
I know. We won't initiate it, but we'll do it if someone tells us. It's like, all right, we got to do it.
Yeah.
But like, to initiate, no.
Well, if you tell me that I can do it at my own pace, it's going to the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Of things that I think is important.
And what's above that list?
Everything. Everything.
Anything.
Anything. Yeah. Going, watching a show, having a beer.
That's a tip. That's a tip for anybody that wants to get somebody else to do something. You got to tell them the time frame. Hey, like, I need you to get this done right now. And it's like, can it wait? No. All right, I'll do it right now.
I really need this by the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's a great. You could talk to. I don't think there's anything wrong with talking to your spouse like an employee.
No. Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, not necessarily like, okay, you're going to be fired, but it's kind of like, hey, I need you to do this because at this time because of whatever. Mm-hmm. And if she tells me that, I'll do it. But yeah, she tells me to do so many things, which is it's a good thing because she literally keeps our whole life on track. But sometimes I'm just like, oh man, I forgot to do that because she just told me to do so many things. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, that's why she's so good at planning trips because she is so organized. That's
a good point because I definitely will get frustrated if my wife gives me too many things to do. Mm-hmm. Like one or two things. Yeah. Okay, got it, babe. Gotcha. Yeah. But if she starts piling up, I'm like, all right,
Dude,
come on.
yeah. But like, why aren't we thinking of doing these things?
I don't know.
Are they important or are they just?
Are they?
That's the thing.
Are
It's
they?
like it's important in their head,
Mm-hmm.
but then you don't do it a couple times, and they're like, oh fuck, maybe it was important. Or then they just loudly do it,
Uh-huh.
like,
That's the worst.
yeah, it's just like putting the trash. It's
And rearranging the living room and just
Yeah.
hearing a couch slowly scoot across the floor, and you're like, you just turn
need
off
help?
the TV. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll grab the other side.
yeah.
Nope, I got it.
Yeah,
Nope.
no.
You just get one of those. Mm-mm.
No.
No, I can do it. Go back to your show. And you're like, babe, come on.
So Melanie does this thing which drives me insane because it's her own brain. It's how it works. So now I've learned to manage it. But like, let's say the trash is getting full. It doesn't need to be taken out yet, but it's getting full. So what she does, she will get the trash bags from where they are, take one of them out, and put it next to the trash can. So it's for her, it's like, okay, the trash is almost full. It needs to be taken out too. But for me, it's passively aggressively telling me, like, you need to take out the trash. So it's, and I've realized now that it's not because of me. It's not like she's not trying to remind me or anything, but like, it is kind of like, it took a while to get used to. It's like, okay, this is like, she'll take vitamins and she'll take the vitamins that she needs to take, put them in her hand and put them on the table because she needs to take them later. It's like, why don't you just take them right now?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I don't want to take them right now, but I want to remember that I'm going to take them later.
Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever gets you through the world, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's a good segue into our first question. What's the best way to describe how you think? What's your thought process like?
Big thinking, but it's also like very scattered. Like that's a good thing, a bad thing about big thinking, because I'm always thinking big of like, oh, what can I do? When to do this and that. But then I just like, it never goes to anything because I'm thinking about so many things and it's too scattered brain. I would say scattered is
Yes.
really the word.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like big picture,
Yeah.
thinking about plan for the future, like coming up with things, but then like the minute details, I'm like, yeah, whatever, like that. And then I overthink things. But like interactions with humans, like I overthink, like, okay, if I say this, he might say that. And then
Really?
Yeah, like yeah, all the
Wow.
time. Yeah, I've got a roast battle coming up,
Yeah.
and my just brain has fully focused on that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, if he says this, I can say that. And if he says this, then I can say that.
Just looking
And
at
then-
your deepest insecurities.
yeah,
You're just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what is
like,
he going to say?
I haven't written a single attack joke.
Yeah.
All of the jokes I've written have been like defensive
Yeah.
counters. Like because I can't get past my own insecurities. To
And like you're defending things that there's no one in this world would ever know. It's like, but what if he says it? I'll be ready.
If he talks about the scar on my elbow, then I know. If he talks about the time I farted in 5th grade,
Yeah.
then I've gotta.
Yeah.
It's like, how would he possibly know that? Well, because he's gonna listen to this.
Speaking of farting in 5th grade, it's literally, well, it was 6th grade for me. I couldn't hold it in, and I farted in my math class in 6th grade. And I was so embarrassed because I'm like, it's 6th grade, you're just into middle school, and I'm like,
Was it the plastic chairs that like
yeah.
the blue ones that like
Yep.
reverberate? Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a loud one. It was a funny fart, but I didn't. I was more embarrassed than anything because I'm still like, I mean, English is my second language, so I was still kind of like the foreign kid in a really white middle school. And then there was this class clown named Justin that when I farted, she was a mean old teacher, and she's like, "Who farted?" And I was just like sliding in my chair, and Justin was like, "Me." He's like, "You want to hear it again?" He's like, "Pfft." And I'm like, "Oh, that was so funny, dude." And I think about that so much. It's like, man, that guy got a laugh out of that. And
That's a master, dude.
Yeah. I know.
To be able to fart on command like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just perfect timing. Though.
Yeah.
He
I
probably
know.
had
was
one
holding-
cooking. Yeah.
but the fact to be like, take the blame and double down, like,
Yes.
that is, I mean, comedic genius. And I always think about, like, man, that guy's probably like a trash man now or something. I don't know. I mean, nothing against trash people, but
I always thought that. Isn't it weird? Like when you think, when you're a kid, you like pick out the kids and you're like, oh, this dude's going to be like
yeah,
a CEO. This guy's going to the major leagues. This girl's going to be like a professional actress or a model or something. And then it's like, no, clerk at Walmart.
Yeah.
And you're like, I mean, no judgment. No judgment at all. But it's like, sometimes I want to come up to him and be like, hey, what
happened?
What happened, buddy? Like, come on, man.
In my mind, you were perfect.
We were going to make it, you know? Like, me vicariously through you, we're going to make it, you know? Like, what happened? And
there was a kid that told me in 9th grade that he's like, dude, I think you're going to be the most successful person on this football team. Like, and just in life, I don't know why. I just think you're going to be the most successful. And now I think about him a lot. I'm like, man, you're fucking wrong. Dude, now he's like
the amount of pressure you have to just put on yourself.
I think about Jake Lawing all the time. He's like, oh, come on, Jake, why'd you put that on me? Now he's like a doctor. I think he's like a heart doctor or something. And I was like, that was his drive. And my drive was just like crippling anxiety of just like.
You're going to be the most successful.
Jake told me I was. It's supposed to happen. No, I'm like telling jokes.
Yeah, now I'm hosting. Yeah, now I got a type 5.
Yeah, for $180. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
If I can host, 6 times a week, 24 shows, I think I can live off that.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I got offended the other day, speaking of doctors, because my daughter's boyfriend is my daughter's boyfriend's dad is a heart doctor.
Oh.
And he has a brand new Tesla or something like that. And so he took them all for a ride in the Tesla and showed them how fast it could go and did all that stuff.
Correct.
And then they were just asking him about like life and like advice for the future and stuff like that. And I was like, you never asked me for advice.
Yeah.
And she was like, Dad, he's a heart surgeon. And I was like, I feature at the Funny Bone, okay? Where's his 25-minute? How's he with segues? You know, like it's just like I was so offended. I was like, she was like, but Dad, his Tesla's like really nice. I was like, my RAV4 is really nice.
Yeah.
I have backup cameras. What do you want? Like,
does your daughter have like a concept of like money and like financial statuses in the world yet, or is it just like?
I think she's starting to. She didn't really. I guess it. Yeah, for sure. Because
it's not like, why don't you have a Tesla?
No. It's she understands. She definitely knows why I don't have a Tesla.
Yeah.
She told me the other day she saw one of my jokes online or one of my clips, stand-up clips online, and she was like, "Yeah,
all right,
okay." She was like, "It's funny,"
and
I was like,
"That's the worst."
And I was like, really? Is it funny? She's like, "It's
doctor.
funny, but like I feel like." She's like, I've seen funnier clips. And I was like, okay. Do you want to just call him Dad now? Or like what?
The heart doctor replace your heart.
Yeah, right. So that was fun. But she definitely understands because her boyfriend has a pool and a hot tub. And
in-ground pool?
Yeah. And
now you're just showing off.
Well, yeah. And he lives in this big, like, rich part of town.
Yeah.
Which I probably shouldn't be talking about this, right? Like, his address is 970. Yeah. I have no idea what his address is. I really hope that's not it. Yeah, but she's definitely she's starting to see like, oh well, this is a nice house and this is a nice house. And when she comes to St. Louis, she likes to drive around to look at rich neighborhoods.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I took her to Ladue one time. And we just drove around because, those are all $1 million houses or whatever. And she was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. She was like, Dad, maybe one day you'll get on Netflix and then our house will have a gate in front of it. And I was like, that's like to her.
Yeah.
Having a gate in front of your house? Whoa. Woo.
I know a guy.
With our initials on it that would open. Yeah. It's just, we just have like a ranch style
Yeah.
It's like a cookie cutter of every house in the neighborhood, and we
Yeah.
just put a gate in front of
Yeah.
our driveway.
Daddy, we made it.
We made it. Baby girl, you need a gate. I'll get you a gate. We have to get out, but it's not automatic. You have to get out and open it yourself.
Yeah, it's just a chicken fence. Just chicken wire fence. Just
You just roll it back.
Yeah.
It's nice to those like E-stakes, the metal ones. It just, be like, I got you a gate. What else you want?
Yeah.
She's like, his dad has a Tesla. Be like, well, my car's a hybrid. That's like half.
Yeah, that's
right?
half a Tesla.
That's half a Tesla right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those Teslas are so nice, though.
Does it drive itself? When I put my knees on the wheel, it does. Yeah.
I've had a couple.
I mean,
Yeah.
baby girl, daddy sometimes needs to get a little loose. All right?
Yeah.
That's not true. Don't drink and drive.
No.
She's about to be 15,
Oh,
so she's
about to get her permit.
yep. Which is kind of cool because she's pointing out when people do illegal stuff.
Ah.
She's like, "You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that. Double yellow line means you can't."
Okay, I was just about to say that because my fiance, she thinks that you can turn on a double yellow. You can't, right? Can you turn? Like if you're on the right lane and you have to go like to Walgreens and there's a double yellow.
There should be a place for you to turn. Yes. If you're turning in, there should be a place set up for you to turn in, with like a break in the. But if there's a double yellow,
But then you have to go. I don't know.
I mean, it depends. First of all, St. Louis streets are horrific.
The worst, dude.
Have you ever noticed how some intersections go at an angle?
Yeah,
Like where?
That fucks me up,
It's
dude.
every time.
dude.
Every time.
Especially if I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm looking at my phone and it's like, okay, am I going straight or am I slightly turning? And like, it's
You'll be at a stoplight and then the light turns green and you have to go like you have to go like that.
dude.
It.
And then that on top of all the potholes.
Yep.
God,
Just doing that nonstop.
Yeah, I almost said something I shouldn't have said when I hit that pothole. Like I'm like, even in my own privacy, I won't.
I can't imagine what
That's for me in my own head, dude.
just like how the inwards, the first thing that you go to
Yeah.
when you hit a pothole. No, I just the only what word wouldn't you be able to say?
I guess that's one of them.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
But it wasn't, right? It wasn't that one.
right.
Best underrated vacation spot.
See, I guess this is a biased question for me because I've been to some pretty remote places that nobody's even heard about.
That's perfect.
So there's a place in Mexico called Oaxaca. It's where they made
The cheese.
not tequila. Well, yeah, Oaxaca cheese, but not tequila.
It's like OAX
Mhm.
something like
What's the other form?
Look at
of
that.
cultured.
Multicultural.
What's the other? There's a tequila, and then there's mezcal. No, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Where there's a worm at the bottom too. Anyways, it's like the capital of that. And man, I went there one time when I first started dating Melanie because she was traveling South America and I had some vacation days, so I went over there. Didn't think anything of it, but I was just blown away of how pretty it was, how nice that people were, and obviously how inexpensive things were. But like Oaxaca, Mexico, and then there's like a beach town that's like a 6-hour bus drive from there called Puerto Escondido, which is like the hidden port. And that place, I mean, it's like sheds and like very like, just not very well developed, but like it's so nice and the food is all so good and it's just, oh, dude, I want to go back there. It's so remote though; it's hard to get there. So
That's the perfect places, though.
yeah, that's it. Because nobody really makes the journey because you can't really fly into it unless you got like stupid money, and so you have to fly into Oaxaca and then drive, 6 hours on a windy bus with no AC, and so many speed bumps. If anybody has ever been to Mexico, there's 1,000 speed bumps because they want you to go slow because you're going on a mountainside with no railings, so you don't want to go fast. And like, Yeah, we were driving and we saw a bus tipped over on the side of the road, and it was just like, oh, it happens often. It's like, that's what?
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I know. It was worth it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sold it. Sure.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I got huts and good food, but the death trip on the way
Yeah.
there. That is better than my answer, which is just like Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Gatlinburg, is that like close to? No, I was thinking Gettysburg.
No, Gettysburg's in Pennsylvania, but
Yeah.
Gatlinburg is it's 2.5, maybe 3 hours, like east of Nashville, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just like woods and mountains.
Really?
And, yeah, it's like they're like real small town feel. People were like super nice, and it was just you'd wake up every morning and look around and be like, whoa, like
Yeah.
I don't know. People make fun of rural places, like, oh, they're all so uneducated. And I'm like, well, they have a lot better views than we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you've never had to do in a small town? Step over a piece of human shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe bear shit.
Yeah,
But-
like San Francisco has great buildings, but can you ever see them because you're constantly like, like looking
dude.
down. Like
San Francisco's going down the drain.
I'm going to New York City at the end of the month,
Yeah.
and I'm worried about it. Like I'm not
Just you?
No, it's me and my buddy Julian.
Okay.
He does rap battles, and so he got invited to do a rap battle out there. So I'm trying to book some comedy shows just to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a million open mics, so I know I'm gonna get stage time, but it
Yeah.
would be nice to get a little money while I'm there,
Yeah. Yeah.
make it worth it a little bit. I don't know, but no luck. I mean, me and 70,000 other comedians all want stage time in New York, you know.
Yeah.
And I've reached out to a bunch of people that I've worked with in the past, and they've all been pretty helpful with like, oh yeah, I know so and so, I can put in a word and blah blah blah. But
no one really.
well, I just like, it's also a month or whatever away from when we'll be there,
Mhm.
and to the average, I think like booker for shows, they're like, I'm not worried about 3 weeks from now. I'm
Yeah.
worried about tonight. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
that. So I think I just have to be a little patient.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know.
Keep reaching out.
Yeah, 50 no's and a yes is still a yes.
Yeah.
know
God,
what I
tell
mean?
me about it.
We were talking about this. This might actually be something to talk about on here, was booking shows
Yeah.
and going out of town. The thing I've started doing is I've just picked like a city that I want to go to,
Mm-hmm.
and like a month and a half in advance, and just been like, okay, what are the comedy clubs around the area? And I send them emails, and I'll be like, I'm a comedian. I'll be here these dates to this date to this date in the area. If you have any spots, I'd love to come do it. Here's a 5-minute clip.
Mm-hmm.
And half the times that I've sent that out, well, not half, I would say, okay, 15% of the time when I
Yeah.
send that out, clubs are like, oh, well, since you're going to be in the area, yeah, we've got a show this night, or, I liked your clip. Could you work the weekend? Or, hey, we don't have anything this time, but next time you're in town, hit me up. Or could you come back in February or whatever? So, like, I've gotten a couple things like that. Like with Zanies, when I reached out to them, I was doing another show in Nashville. And so I was like, hey, I'll be there this weekend. If you have anything available, let me know, And they got back to me. They're like, we don't have anything available, but would you be willing to come back next month? We do have a spot here. And I was like, sure, that'd be perfect.
Damn.
And
How was Zanies?
oh, it was so much fun. I haven't done a ton of clubs, but I've got to, it has to be one of the top ones.
Yeah, dude.
It has to be just, the way the room's set up, the way the seats are, the stage, the green room is the best one I've ever been in.
Really?
Oh my gosh. You know how green rooms are always like suck?
Yeah.
They always suck, but you're there with fun people, so it ends up being a good time.
Yeah.
The Zanies green room is fantastic. It's probably the size of this office. They have enough chairs to where everybody can sit down.
Yeah.
And then they have an entire, the fridges they have under a bar, that are like with like multiple doors.
Yeah.
They have that, and it's always fully stocked of Cokes, energy drinks, waters, beers, some like bottled mixed drinks.
So
like
it's just like St. Charles. Yeah, it's just like St. Charles Funny Bone.
Yes,
Yeah, it is.
exactly like the St. Charles Funny Bone.
I literally feel claustrophobic even being in there. Like only one person can be there at a time.
Oh, I only I'll go in and I'll drop off my backpack or coat,
Yeah.
and then I don't go back to the end of the show because
No.
it's.
And then they put a mirror in there to make it look like more crowded. It's like there's another person here.
Shout out St. Charles Funny Bone.
Yeah, great club.
It's a great club. It is a great club.
it's a
Great
fantastic-
stage.
Yeah.
I do love. Shout out to Kevin and
Yeah.
Edna at the box office and all.
I'm watching you, Lebowski.
All the door guys.
Do you think
yeah.
she's watching this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
Edna's a big fan.
I know. I think Miranda watched for a while.
Yeah?
She told me one time she had watched a couple episodes.
Okay.
She watched Riff Laugh Love. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miranda, if you're watching this, I know you like them more. You like.
It's all right.
Well, they are. They're so handsome over there. You know.
Yeah, and they're all white.
Well,
That helps.
they're.
The algorithm. YouTube really pushes that.
Does it? Does it?
All right.
And they're not. I mean, they're 1/6 Hispanic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That flies under the radar. So it's
Yeah,
like,
especially under those lights, he gets
Yeah,
all
yeah.
washed out and pale.
dude, if you told me Ronaldo was Mexican, I would say no. I say he was just like just a white dude that's like I don't know, like been in the sun, but was also malnourished a little bit, so it's just a little bit like the skin complexion because he looks tan. Like if he gets under the sun, he looks tan.
I don't know if Ronaldo's ever been malnourished.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell me he was Hawaiian. I'd believe that.
There you go.
I'd be like, oh,
A
yeah,
little
I can
Samoan,
see
a little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the name's a pretty good
Yeah.
indication. I don't know if you know this, but usually when your first and last name end in a vowel,
Yeah. Yeah.
that means it's not 100% Caucasian. You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
But
No
what-
judgment.
But
That
what if
doesn't-
like
there's nothing
his
wrong with
real
that,
name
but-
is Ron and his stage name is Ronaldo, but like it's just Ron Merkin?
Ron Mercantile,
Yeah.
because that's what Mercado means, a
Yeah,
store.
yeah.
So, he goes by Ronald Mercantile.
Yeah. Oh man,
Now I want to see him go on stage and do that.
just go by Ron.
What's that? Well, this is a good question for you. What's the best
Yeah.
length of time for a haircut?
All right, when I had hair, no more than 50 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, no more than that. Because why?
Oh no, that's
Well, here's the thing. So I always looked for like the best barber in town. I was always self-conscious about my hair, even before I was thinning. And so I always wanted to get a fresh haircut, and I always looked for the best barbers. Like the last barber I had, he was really good. And God, I never told him I shaved my head, so he probably thinks like I just left to another barber, which is a big no-no in the barber community. So I should have called him and let him know. I was like, hey, listen, man, I don't need you anymore. You did nothing wrong. It's not you. It's me. It's
yeah. What's
my
the best
low
way to
T.
break up with your barber?
well, because you lost your hair, easy out.
Yes, that's
Right?
true. It's
But,
just
like,
too thin.
Yeah, it's too thin. But like, if you go to another barber, I think you just gotta ghost them, unless they're like friends.
That's what I've always done. I didn't know there was etiquette for breaking up with your barber.
Unless you've hung out with him outside of the barbershop. If you've hung outside of the barbershop,
Oh,
he
yeah.
deserves a text.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
But like, hey, but what's your reasoning? You gotta tell him you gotta find a better barber. It's like, what did I do wrong? Like, did I not fade you up right? Like, did you not like the hot towel?
Was I talking too much?
Yeah, did I not talk enough? Like,
No,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of super chatty people when I'm getting my hair cut.
yeah,
Because first of all, I have bad hearing anyway. So if you hold it
and
next to my head and then
they're
talk,
folding your ear. It's
yeah,
like,
and I'm like, and then they do the thing where they're like trimming up my beard and they'll ask questions. I'm like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to move my mouth and have you
yeah.
give me a Hitler mustache
Yeah.
just because I
I think good barber etiquette is cordial, 15 minutes on the top, talking, how you been, da-da-da. If the conversation lasts a little longer, sure, but like, yeah, 15 minutes talking and then a 50-minute haircut, 45-minute haircut max. Yeah, that's the long, anything longer than that, I'm like starting to sweat, be like, what are you doing? But then like if it goes longer and they're like, hey, can I take a picture? And I'm like, damn, you did a good job. Like if they ask, has that barber ever? No. Okay.
I'm not very photogenic.
Yeah.
Not a lot of barbers are like, hey, look at this one. Yeah.
Well, no, like sometimes like he was really trying to boost up his Instagram. So like I think I did like 20 haircuts from him, and I think maybe like 4 of them he like did like a shot of each angle and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, that's how I know it's a good haircut. But a better question is, what's a good price for a haircut?
See, but that's, oh man, I don't know. That's a hard question because you start to separate the quality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I go to someone and I used to go to this guy who gave the best haircuts ever.
Yeah.
And I loved it. However, my appointment was for 10:30. I get there at 10:20. Somebody's still in the chair. All right, no worries. I'm early.
Yeah.
At 11,
No.
the guy gets out of the chair. Now it's my turn. I swear to you, for 15 minutes, he didn't cut a single piece of hair. He would like turn the clippers on.
And then stop.
And then stop and talk and say something to somebody and then get back in and then stop and say, and I was like,
No.
when it got done, I was like, man, this is the best haircut I've ever had. And I gladly paid whatever he was asking. But I was like,
The time, no.
I'm not coming. I can't come back. It ended up being so my appointment was at 10:30. I don't think I left till like 1 o'clock.
No.
And I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I can't do this. This isn't a chunk of my day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a little too much. How much are you paying for the haircut?
I think it all in all, like with tip and everything, it ended up being like $50-$60.
Yeah.
And it was like a good 3 weeks before I needed another one.
Yeah.
And that's how I justified it. Because sometimes you can go in and get a cheap, like Great Clips haircut and it'll be like $15. But then 7-8 days later, you need another haircut.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense in the long run.
Well,
it's like buying in bulk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But man, breaking up, it's hard to find a barber.
Yeah.
There was this one guy he was quick, punctual, not expensive, and he did a good job, but I just didn't like him.
Oh.
He was just a hard hang, you know? And he didn't pick up on things like I brought my kid in with me one time, and my son was sitting there, and on the TV he was watching some like it was like demon. It was like a torture porn movie, you know, where like they were like, and I was like, hey man, you think maybe we could like shut this off? Like he's 5, you know, like it's way not cool. And he was like, oh yeah, I guess so, man. And he reluctantly changed it to Sports Center or something, and I'm like,
all right, come on, guy.
Okay, all right, man.
One thing that I didn't like about my barber is just I found him attractive. He was a very attractive man and tatted up, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't like, you made my bobber move, you know? I don't like if you make my bobber move. And
you made my bobber move?
Yeah, dude, if you make my bobber move while you're touching my head, you ever get that feeling like someone's touching your head? It's like, oh, that feels too good.
It does, yeah, okay, so ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was somebody like touching your ears. I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, like it's just like a relaxing, like that. We go now to a place called Just for Hims, and it's, I think, everybody there is a female. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of like, you get a free shampoo afterwards, and I'm scared. I bring my kid with me. And we're both like laying there with our head back, getting our heads massaged or whatever. And I looked over at one point the other day, and he was just kind of like smiling and like he had his eyes closed and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of spoiling him. Yeah, oh no, maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
Oh, since we're on the topic of haircut, let me tell you this crazy story. I used to live in Denver, and I found a stylist in downtown Denver. My roommate found him because he was a big like hair snob. So he found him. He's like, dude, and it was like the best haircut I've ever seen him get. And I'm like, I gotta go to him. And I went to him, really like flamboyant guy. Owned a salon. It was not a barbershop. It was a salon. He was the only guy there, and he was the owner there. And it was like, I mean, all in all, it was like a $70 haircut with tip, but it was the best haircut, and he gave you a touch-up for free every 2 weeks. And while you're sitting on the chair, you can get a glass of wine, a glass of whiskey, or a beer for free. And it was just like, man, that was nice. But we built a relationship because I would go there every 2 weeks, and it was right down from my office. And sometimes, like, he would, like, take us out to drinks. It's like, oh, after work, come over and we'll go drinks. And then he started really, like, feeling for us. Like, he started, like, really. But then it was, like, to my advantage because then he stopped charging me for haircuts. But I was like, okay, this is too good to be true.
Yeah.
So then sometimes
your whiskey has a fizz to it. You're like, no.
Sometimes he would get drunk and text me and be like, hey, I need a...
Yeah, I think you told me about this one time.
Like, ask for a dick pic. It's like, oh, I'm with my girlfriend here. And it's like, we want to see your dick pic. And then I would send it to him. And then I would, And then I would get, just really nice haircuts for nothing. And I was like, all right, if I have to do this to get a free haircut for the best haircut of my life, I'm like.
I was going to be my next question. Would you go to a gay guy for a haircut?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because I would be like,
yeah,
make me look attractive.
Yeah,
because if you think I'm attractive, other people will, right?
Who has that joke about...
Will, doesn't it?
About getting a haircut from a bald guy?
Oh, no.
It's because it's like, I don't want to get a haircut from a guy that has a bunch of nice hair. I want a haircut from a guy that's bald because no one else thinks about hair more than this guy. It's like, so, yeah.
That is a good joke. I don't know who did. I thought you were talking about Will O'Donnell.
Oh, about the gay bit?
Yeah.
It's like before.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
I know.
That's the worst part of it. Of this.
Check out Will O'Donnell. He has
everybody check out
bit about gays.
At Willie Thrilly on Instagram, also part of the Riff Laugh Love crew.
Yeah.
All right. So you said you're into real estate and stuff like that. So I thought, what is the best style of home? And on the screen here, we've got bungalow, Cape Cod, colonial. Queen Anne, Victorian, Tudor, just a wide variety of. Oh, first of all, do you call it a prairie home or a ranch style home?
Neither. I just call it a house. I never knew there's no Japanese style homes. I think those are the best. No shoes, sliding doors.
I guess a prairie and a ranch are different because there's two different ones.
I guess the difference between two are the garage.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I know what a ranch-style home is, but...
Yeah, I just assumed the prairie was the ranch. I didn't see it down here.
I think what's really modern right now is the craftsman. The craftsman homes are really in style now.
Yeah, because everybody wants to feel like it's custom.
Yeah.
It's not cookie cutter, but there's 17 craftsmen right next to each other.
It's just like... the contemporary, I like the look of that. That looks like it would be a nice Miami home.
Yeah, that definitely... Yeah, that looks... I could see that out in the mountains somewhere. You know what I mean? Like
overlooking a cliff or something.
That like a Hamptons.
Yeah.
You see that, I don't know. I've always dreamt of having like I guess maybe not a craftsman, but like a colonial with like a wraparound porch.
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted
with a 4-car garage.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, a bay window
on an acre or something.
Ooh, yes, exactly. Yeah. I want a long driveway with a gate, like we said, and trees that line my property, so that way nobody can see in.
Yeah,
that's when I know that would be my dream. That would.
Yeah,
not possible.
I mean,
maybe
Netflix
eventually.
Their call. One day they'll just.
One of these days, yeah.
Like, hey,
it's all right. It's all right. We don't need them.
Yeah,
we don't need. You hear that?
We got YouTube.
Yeah,
and there's a new platform out there. Is it like Laughs or
Laugh? Yeah, I heard Bobby Kelly talk about Laughs.us or something.
Laughs.gov. Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah. I heard it's good.
You have to. Yeah, you have to it's a government website. You have to give away all your information before you can watch
Get
it.
a chuckle.
I don't know. Do you? So you want the contemporary, right?
I just think that'd be nice. It'd be modern. I mean,
I don't know. I can't go contemporary. The flat roof. There's something about it.
yeah, you don't like it?
Nah,
No.
I don't like a flat roof.
You know what? When I see flat roof, you know what I think of? It's like no cold weather. You know, because you're not dealing about snow.
That's true.
So that's kind of what came to mind. It's like I don't, you know, if I have that house, I don't deal with.
Oh, so you're not going cold weather. If you had to buy a home and like settle down, you're not going Colorado, Montana. You're going like
Well, okay.
south.
If I want a house, I have to have seasons. Like not like this shit, because I mean this is just depressing. Like
so bad.
Today was the first time I saw the sun in like 4 days, and it was like for a minute. And if I have seasons, yeah, Colorado that'd be nice. But I would love to have a house off the coast and probably in a different country. You know, it's so crazy because I want to live in a different country. Both Melanie and I want to live somewhere in South America, but then I couldn't do comedy. I was just like, so it's like, I don't know. We always go back and forth because she, you know, with her travel business, she wants to travel all the time because that's where she makes her money, and obviously it's just amazing. But then it's just like, but I want to tell jokes for free.
You know, it's so weird to somebody who's not a comedian how strange that might sound.
Like,
but I've had that same conversation with my wife so many times.
Yeah.
Where we're like, should we move? Where should we go? Where will we, you know, and then she'll pick out a place and I'll be like,
I just got into the funny bone.
but I want to tell jokes.
Yeah.
I just got past,
Yeah.
you know, like I just built up all this time. Like I'm not moving into a more rural location.
Isn't it crazy how much how much weight we put around that?
Yeah.
And it's no security.
No.
Whatsoever.
No.
Unstable, like
the most unstable, no benefits, no. But if you told me that I couldn't do this anymore, I don't think I would want to.
I literally just felt sad just for thinking about it.
It's so it is I just once you get addicted, you can't. It really is an addiction.
Yeah.
But it's like you see it work out for some people, and you're like,
that could be me.
oh
Yeah.
I know him.
But that's like the lottery mentality, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You have
100%.
You have to have a realistic expectation of what you want out of comedy. Like me personally, like I want to make a living through comedy. Like I'm not trying to, you know, these Netflix specials or YouTube or like, you know, arenas and big theaters. It's like, okay, maybe in like 15 years, but like if you could tell me, it's like, hey, we can give you X amount of dollars that could cover everything, and all you do is tell jokes and travel, be like, okay, I can do that. Done. Like I've changed my mentality of where I want to be financially, which is, I don't know if it's good or bad, just because I've realized like this is what I want to do, and if I could do this and get everything covered and live a really comfortable life, it's like, man, like that's living. Like you got to enjoy your time here.
Without saying a number, what's like the best way to tell if financially if you've made it? Like
without a number?
Yeah. Like for me, when I like what I'm looking for, what I'm hoping to get to is to be able to go out to eat or go into the grocery store and to be able to just get whatever.
Yeah.
And to not have to think about, not have to do math of like this peanut butter is 15 cents more than this peanut butter.
Yeah, right.
Like shit like that.
My uncle said is like, he was like, you know, you've got it good financially if when you go to a restaurant, you're looking at the left side of the menu as opposed to the right side of the menu. Because the left side of the menu tells you what you're eating. The right side of the menu tells you how much it costs. So there's a big difference when you look at a menu. It's like if you look at the left side of the menu, that's when you know that you are good. But when you start looking at the right side of the menu, that's when you still need to keep growing. So
that's good advice.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Shout out T.O. Jerry.
T.O. Jerry.
Yeah, he was like a father figure to me. That he's the one that showed me the value of a dollar because he would underpay me so much growing up. He would pay me like $10 an hour for like 8 hours a day to do some hard labor. But then it made me realize, like, I don't want to do this shit.
Yeah.
So it was good. But then I got another uncle, James, and he married in, and he asked me for help. He's like, I'll pay you $20 an hour. I was like, what? I was like, all right, James, I got you. And it's like, how much is Jerry paying? He's like, and Jerry, he's in real estate. Another reason why I got into real estate, and he did all right. He's retired now. He retired from his W-2 at 35 and then just started buying real estate and selling it. And he's like not doing anything, but it took him like 35 years to retire just from his W-2 and investments. And then he's just been racking it up ever since. He had like 400 doors at some point. It was like insane.
Nice.
Yeah. In Miami, in South Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
Real estate's the thing. That's what everybody keeps
fucking blabbing about.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I have a love-hate relationship with real estate. I have a property that has all my money in it right now, and it's like I haven't felt like this in a long time. Like just being like, fuck, I can't do that. I don't have money. I can't do this. I don't have money. Mm-hmm. But it made me realize that I need to be more frugal, because before I was kind of like, whatever, it'll come. But now it's like, oh, market's changing. Things are changing. And it's like, all right.
Oh man, that's the worst part. We've talked about moving so many times.
Don't do it.
So many times, and it's
moving's
it's just,
the worst.
I know. I just not to mention all of the expenses and all the things that you don't even think about that go into it, like fixing up your house before you leave it, and then trying to sell it to like squeeze a couple thousand out.
Yeah,
and then it's like boxing things up and moving them, and where's this going to go and where's that going to go, and oh, this couch doesn't fit in this room, and oh, this bed doesn't fit over here, and this hallway, blah, 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 blah. It's the worst. It's the worst. I almost just don't feel like you can't even, I don't know. All right, you said you. Oh,
You're getting real excited now.
Yeah.
Make my bobber move.
This is like a good haircut. Make your bobber move. You said you just recently rewatched Dragon Ball Z, right?
Dragon Ball Super, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a difference.
I've never seen Super.
No.
I've only seen Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Well, I watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but I don't think I. Isn't there like Dragon Ball Kai and stuff like that? Like there's a whole bunch.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super is after Majin Buu.
Okay.
And after he dies, and it's like starts going into the gods and the Tournament of Power and things. It's good. It's good. And I also just went through a binge of anime of The Last Airbender, Avatar. It's such a feel-good show.
It is such a feel-good show. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't get my kids into anime.
Really?
Yeah. Which I grew up, so I used to spend the night with my grandmother a lot. And when she would fall asleep, I'd stay up and they would put Japanese cartoons on.
Yeah.
And
was your grandma Japanese?
No.
Oh.
She just, it was that or like Jeopardy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, all right. Yeah. So that's how I got into anime. And then people always told me I was weird. Yeah. Because I liked it. And
now it's like
why? Well, I don't know. What's weird about that?
What do your kids just watch YouTube?
Kind of. Yeah. They watch YouTube, and they do have shows that they like and stuff, but I'm trying to get my son into it. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Look, magical powers, karate.
Yeah.
Boobs. Like.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. If you could be Goku or Aang, who would you be?
Oh.
Because, Goku is obviously more powerful, and he's way more abilities. But with Aang, you have so much inner peace, and you just control all the elements, dude.
Yeah. Oh, man, that is a good question. Who doesn't want to be Goku?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the only reason I wouldn't choose Aang is just because he's so young.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second... Did you ever watch the spinoff?
The Katara?
Yeah.
No, I never saw that one.
It's not bad.
That's what everybody says.
It's not bad. Yeah. It's not great. It's not as good as the the first one. But I don't know. He's just so young, and like But I guess Goku was young
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball, and he's like goofy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like silly. Like he would have serious moments, but then he would be like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember Goku. He was also, wasn't he kind of stupid?
Yeah.
Isn't that the thing?
Naive. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very naive. He's.
Naive. I just think he.
Are those my? Okay, I thought
No,
those were
it's-
voices in my head.
They are.
What
They
the
are.
fuck?
They're here for you. But which Dragon Ball Z villain do you think is the best out of these three? We got Cell, Majin Buu, and Frieza.
The best. That's an interesting question. I think the most. Okay, if it depends when you're asking. Like at the end of Dragon Ball Z, I think the baddest is Majin Buu. I think he's just way too powerful, and the fact that he like originated from Oob. Well, I'm not gonna get into the details of that, but I think he's just way more powerful. Badass though, I think Frieza is the more badass just because he's like the destroyer of worlds.
It threw me off so much when I found out Frieza was a guy.
Really?
Because the cartoon, the voice is so clearly like
Yeah.
an old woman.
Yeah.
Like, and so I was like, all right, it's just an old,
Yeah.
And then when I found out later that Frieza was a guy, I was like, that doesn't really match. It's just, I don't know. It's such a weird thing to nitpick on, but it just, to me, it seemed weird. I don't know. Frieza was definitely who I thought was the most badass when I was a kid, because I remember they would replay the Frieza saga like over and over and over again. But then when they finally got new episodes and they put up the Cell series and how he killed and he would eat people and stuff, I was like,
the Cell games, that was cool.
that was terrifying to me.
That was really cool.
I think he might be. I don't know. I think he might be
Your favorite?
Yeah.
He was really badass, and he was perfect. I mean, that was the whole thing. He was like just perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
you know what's crazy? I have such a hard time like crying, but if I see an emotional moment in anime, like it makes me tear up so quickly. And it's not even like emotional, like sad, like an emotional, like either like, oh, he came back, or like, oh, he's gonna do it. It's just like it makes me like,
Yeah.
like
It
my
gives
voice
me,
quiver, and
you get goosebumps.
Yeah.
And you're like,
he's gonna do it.
Oh, he's good. I think that's I mean, I think that's the same reason that we're into comedy, is because it's like anime is about one character and or maybe like a character and his friends, and they have to overcome this like ridiculous odds and beat this unbeatable person, or whatever. And it's like, dude, that's comedy, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
how am I gonna get over telling this dick joke, brother?
exactly.
man.
Those are our superpowers.
Yeah, it's like-
Your dick joke is your Kamehameha.
Yeah.
I was almost like kamikaze. It's a little different.
Yeah, wrong Japanese genre.
I don't know, but best hero in Dragon Ball Z. I mean, obviously, okay. So say you can't say Goku.
Yeah,
Best supporting character.
I wouldn't pick Goku. Honestly, I would pick Krillin. Krillin is my favorite character.
Is it because you look alike?
No. Well, Krillin, for one, he's the strongest human on Earth. So he's the only human that can like even match up with any of these guys. And everybody else, like, Goku's not a human. He's a Saiyan. He's
That's
from a
true.
different planet. Tien, you can argue, but he's got a fucking third eye.
Yeah.
Yamcha, fuckboy.
Yeah, dude, Yamcha just pretty much just gets
Yeah.
just beat the shit out. Like the
Yeah,
entire
dude.
series is just
Every
Yamcha
time.
just getting smacked.
Yamcha.
I mean, Krillin dies
Yeah.
a lot too.
Yeah.
But Yamcha really, like, I liked it because in the beginning, isn't Bulma dating Yamcha or something, and then she ends up breaking up with him for Vegeta.
Yeah.
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 And Yamcha just dies over.
All
They
the
don't
time.
even bring him back after a while, do they?
No, it's like, why are we going to waste the Dragon Balls on this freaking guy?
Yeah, he's
It's
like, come on, guys, I'm pretty good. They're like, shut up.
Shut up.
Scarface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd have to say Krillin. And also, like, he's such a good friend to Goku, and he's like, he pushes Goku, like, I don't know. Me personally, either Krillin or Master Roshi. Because, I mean, also, he is a human and super strong, and he teaches Goku. So he's
And
my.
raging pervert.
Yeah, raging pervert. I
But
know.
that was funny.
Yeah, I know.
Back in the 90s when you could,
Yeah,
sexual
loud.
harassment.
Yeah,
Oh.
right. Blood
Yeah.
coming out of his nose because
Yeah.
he sees a girl that's so hot. That's so weird.
It is weird, dude. To put in a kid's show like that is so strange. But he's just supposed to be this old perverted hermit,
Yeah.
like living on an island.
Somebody said that Piccolo is like an absentee, like the father for any kid that has an absentee father, because he was like the father for Gohan.
I was about to say
Yeah.
Piccolo is probably my favorite on this list.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say best supporting character in the show, the original Dragon Ball Z series.
Yeah.
Nimbus.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Nimbus reminds me of Appa.
oh yeah,
It's just like
the
he's
big
there.
bison, yeah. That's I mean, isn't what's her Chi Chi?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't she have powers too or something?
No, when she was younger in Dragon Ball, she would be a fighter.
Yeah.
Because of her dad. I forgot what her dad's name is.
This
but,
big guy with
yeah.
the horns.
Yeah, but no, she was just like a normal fighter. My least favorite character is Gohan. I mean, he was my favorite through the Cell games, but then he like really shit the bed because he didn't train and he didn't like, get better.
Well, he was supposed to be more powerful than everybody, wasn't
Yeah,
he? Because in the beginning, Goku is trying to save Gohan,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole reason they take him is because they're like, "Whoa, this kid's super
Yeah.
strong," you know.
And I'll tell you why, a little inside baseball. The reason why is because the reason why they're Gohan and Trunks are getting to Super Saiyan so much quicker is because they have both Saiyan blood and human blood, which they have the strength of a Saiyan, but the emotions of a human. So their emotions let them tap into their Saiyan a lot quicker. So they can reach powers so much quicker because they have different emotions than what a normal Saiyan would have. So he could have been like the best fighter ever, but then you would have a completely different show. You wouldn't have Goku be your main character, to be Gohan.
Well, how could you just? I mean, Goku's just so likable. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, how could you not?
I always geared more.
You like Vegeta? Yeah, you're a Vegeta guy. You
Yeah.
like a redemption arc.
I
You
know,
like
I
it.
do, and I just want one arc to just have him be the hero, and it never happens. It's
I always
like,
think he is the hero. I always kind of felt like he was, like because he starts out, he just wants to bring back the Saint, right?
Yeah.
You know, like he just wants to be the prince and rule his
Yeah.
people, and he's always driven by like his duty or whatever. And instead that you got Goku, who's just this knucklehead.
Yeah.
You know?
fucking Aaron Porter called me Vegeta, the Prince of All Saiyans, just because of my receding hairlines. He's like, you look like Vegeta, the Prince of All Saiyans, because my hair is just going all the way back here.
It's almost kind of the Majin
Yeah,
Buu,
yeah, exactly.
the M.
Yeah.
That's shout out Aaron.
Fuck that.
I wouldn't
Another
think,
Raph Left guy. We gotta
Man,
start talking about those guys.
I know.
man.
I've done more ads for their podcast than they have.
Jeez.
Golly, I would not have expected Aaron to be a Dragon Ball Z guy.
Yeah, I didn't threw me for. I was laughing for days after that.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of anime, all right, best anime. Are you into most of them, or are you just
No.
just Dragon Ball and
Dragon Ball and
Avatar?
yeah. So this is
This is out of your depths. Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. I thought, for whatever reason, I thought you said you were into anime.
no. I've just been on an anime binge with Dragon Ball and Avatar. God, Melanie's been getting so mad at me. She's like, all you do is watch cartoons. I was like, it's not cartoons, it's anime.
It's different.
It's freaking
It's
different.
different.
It's like,
This is adult.
yeah,
This is for adults.
yeah.
Yeah. Why do people judge people on?
Because they correlate it with childish stuff. You know, like video games and cartoons is just childish. Until like, okay, what if I'm making a bunch of money playing video games? Then it's not childish.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's like, and then she's like, but you're not doing that. I was like, but I could.
What if I made a lot of money watching Dragon Ball Z? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
There is a guy that I follow that just literally watches Dragon Ball Z and does like a director's cut, which each episode, and he has like 2 million YouTube subscribers. It's insane because you can't really just post Dragon Ball Z episodes, but like if you commentate on them and stop them and put your own face on them, then it's like, okay, you're doing editing. You're not doing that.
Greatest 2 words in the English language: artistic license.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I didn't steal this.
No.
It's my artistic
Yeah.
expression of this.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, if you've never, okay, so on the screen, there's Dragon Ball Z, One Punch Man, Naruto, Full Metal Alchemist. There's 2 different versions of that. I don't know what this is. Death Note, Bleach. I don't know what that one is either. And My Hero Academia, which if you haven't seen that one,
That was good.
that one's
Yeah.
top. I would almost rate that one above Dragon Ball.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. The Full Metal Alchemist, that one's fun too. I enjoyed that a lot. But because it's funny, they're like funny moments, but it's also serious and dark.
Is it like the afterlife of Full Metal Jacket after he blows his brains out? What he does in his afterlife?
No. No, it's
No.
no. No. I wish I could keep the riff going, but no.
Yeah.
No. No, I think you'd like My Hero. I don't know why they call it Academia.
They're not going to school?
They are going to school, but they're going to school to learn how to be superheroes.
Oh, okay.
So it's a world where 80% of the population has powers. And they don't call them powers, they call them quirks.
Mm.
And anyway, everybody's quirk is different.
Damn, imagine being the 20%.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It's a star, like the main character is part of the 20%.
Oh,
he doesn't have any
damn.
powers in the beginning, but he has to like work. And his whole dream is to go to this high school where you learn how to be a professional hero.
Yeah.
Because there's like laws, like you're not allowed to use your power unless you're a card carrying hero
Yeah.
or whatever. And every hero becomes its own business. Like the number one hero in the world sells all the merch, and it becomes like I don't know. But there's villains, and I like it because when people die, they die.
Oh, okay.
And it's like
No Dragon Balls.
No,
Yeah.
no, nobody's coming back. Yeah, and some people have there's people that have powers that you're like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that they're actually a badass. Like
Yeah.
there's this guy, and they just call him the best jeanist. And he's wearing a jean jacket and jeans.
Yeah.
And he has like a jean turtleneck that goes up above with a belt that goes up above his face.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is this guy? This
Yeah.
guy's stupid, you know?
What's the superpower? Just
He
making
can control threads.
Oh.
And so like
Okay.
he can
That could
he
be
can
gnarly.
use like strings, and like he's like a puppet master
Yeah.
almost, but he can tie people up with their own clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I mean, and then by the time when he uses it, you're like, oh well, damn, that was actually kind of cool. Oh, all right, that's
Yeah,
kind of
imagine
cool.
just him like just tightening your belt until you squeeze. It's just like,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, literally.
Yeah.
And, there's guys that like, shit. There was this. Oh, there's a girl that her earlobes are headphone jacks. You know, and you're like, that's weird, but she can like plug them into the ground and hear where people are, and she can also plug. She has like speakers on like in her costume that she can plug her headphones into, and then project noise and like
deafening.
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's actually, and you're like, oh well, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
that's
Well, when you use it like that,
Yeah,
I guess. There's one guy who just shoots There's one gay character in the show. They
Yeah.
don't say he's gay, but
you
he's
know,
gay.
yeah.
He pretends to be French, and all he does is shoot a laser out of his belly button, and he just spends the whole show like doing like this, like pew pew pew, like that. It's so funny.
That's
It's
hilarious.
so funny, and then speaking in French, and they all just kind of like. You can tell they're just like, okay. Pew, pew.
Yeah,
It's
that's
this,
awesome.
It's this purple sparkly laser that just comes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't even think it hurts people.
Oh, just inconvenience.
It's just really like inconvenient.
Oh,
Oh,
what the fuck, dude?
okay, all right, man. But if he does it too much, it gives him a tummy ache. So every now and then they'll be like, "Shoot off your lasers so people will know where we are," and he like shoots one into the sky, and they're like, "Oh, good job," and he's like, "Thanks." Oh,
That's so
like
funny.
that, dude. And I love the expressions that people have in anime, you know,
Yeah.
because it's so much more than like in normal cartoons.
Yeah.
I would definitely check this one out.
Okay.
there's a guy who half of his body can produce flames and the other half produces ice. So it's like there's also cool.
He's icy hot.
Yeah, I mean that's what they call him. That's one of the guys. As a like he makes fun of him. He's like, "Shut up, icy hot. Nobody's talking to you." Like
That's
that.
so funny.
Yeah, dude, it's a good show. The number one hero in all of Japan is called All Might, and he's this like 7 foot tall blonde dude with blue eyes, and every time like his whole big finishing move is just like different punches and kicks, but he always yells out like a different American city or state and then adds the word smash at the end.
Chattanooga smash.
I mean, there was one where it was like he said something like Montana, Detroit, smash like that. And I was like, that doesn't even make sense, but whatever. But you were talking earlier about how you get choked up.
Yeah.
There's a fight between the All Might, the big hero, and his like number one adversary. And it's not giving anything away. When the show starts, he's injured. And so like he's trying to like fade away from fighting crime, but he's so good at it that anytime he disappears, the villains are like, "Oh, he's gone," and he has to like come back kind of. So anyway, he's like real injured and he's in this fight, and then he hits somebody with he's like, he said United States of Smash or something like that, and I was like, hell yeah, oh my, like that, dude.
That's
So it's I don't know what it is. It's about them. You overcome the odds.
Yeah.
And we're like, we did it.
Star Spangled Banner just starts playing in the background.
Hey, well, that's just it. He's not even American.
Yeah.
He's not American. There's another American superhero that comes in like way later, and I'm like, and that always that's the only thing that bothers me about the show. I'm like, well, why are you saying our city?
Wait,
Say your own city.
Do you think like in different languages they'll be like Hiroshima kick?
Yeah, maybe. Nagasaki headbutt. You're like, whoa, all right.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's get through some of these. Okay, all right. What's the best apocalypse you can imagine for? The other day, Chris Sears said he was into. Sometimes he just likes to think about how the world's going to end.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Probably
well.
diabetes. All right. Sorry.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, Chris. Okay. Now I have to debate whether or not to cut that. Anyway. Oh, sorry. Wait. Where we go? Okay. So, best apocalypse you can imagine. Killer robots, alien invasion.
Wait, before we... Oh, what do you mean by best? Best chance
Well,
of
this
survival?
is open. Well, you can take it any way you want.
Okay.
It could be done any multiple ways. Like, so you could say best as in like best, most effective, or you could say best. What would be the most fun to like fight back against? You could say what would be the best, what would be the most fun to like live through? I don't know, but so we've got killer robots, alien invasion, giant asteroid, the Yellowstone volcano eruption, and lizard people.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think in regards to, I mean, a meteor is just done. Like that's 95%. Everybody's gone.
I think, big enough meteor, 100%, you know?
Yeah.
That's probably the best, most effective way to wipe everyone out.
You wouldn't even know what happened.
You wouldn't even know. It would just be over. Would you tell someone if you were NASA and you found a giant meteor and you're like, well, there's nothing we can do?
I mean, how much time do you got?
A week.
No.
Not enough time to put anything together.
No.
If you have 10 years, yeah, it might, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
no,
raise your hand. But
I wouldn't tell anyone. Well, here's the thing, though. Why not? If you knew it was already coming, you know it's already over. Like, don't let a guy go to work when there's 10 days left in the world, you know?
Yeah.
Just start complete chaos. But like if that meteor makes like a left turn, then you're like, oh fuck.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, but no, I think I would tell people.
The meteor's got a blinker on. You're like, oh, okay.
Oh, wrong planet.
It's your fiance. She's going over the double yellow lines.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, she's not supposed to do that.
What the fuck? Oh no, I think meteor would be probably the most effective. Yellowstone would probably be pretty miserable. I wouldn't want that one at all because I think from us, our radius, we'd be done immediately, but like the world.
No, we wouldn't. If you look here on the screen.
You don't think we would just.
Oh, no. This is the kill radius. So
well, that's the kill radius, but then, okay, the smoke will just cover.
Smoke and ash. Ash is what we have to worry about because the ash is going to destroy all this farmland. You see the yellow or the orange?
That's what I'm saying. That would be the worst because it's a slow death.
It's a slow death. We'd be fighting each other for supplies. It would be real apocalyptic. Yeah, it would get bad quick. Yeah. I mean, it would get bad. Don't get me wrong. And it would probably be a slow trickle, but there is a chance at recovery. Mm-hmm. Not if you live.
But would you want to?
Yeah, man.
It's exhausting. I don't even want to take out the trash, let alone fucking learn how to farm in an ash. Covered farmland.
Let me ask you this though. You don't want to take out the trash because at the end of the day, you've been doing a whole bunch of other stupid shit, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So do you think that you would have like if you didn't have to worry about taxes and your mortgage payment?
Yeah.
Taking out the trash probably wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And who cares? Oh, you didn't cut your grass this week. Oh well.
Yeah.
But what grass?
Yeah, we don't have
it's
food.
All ash. We don't have food. Yeah.
Yeah, different problems to deal with. I think the most that I would want to happen is alien invasion. Just because, like, you know, who knows what would happen. You know, it could be completely destructive. It could not be. But that would be the most interesting. And if it does get bad and the aliens are just, like, killing everyone slowly, you can just end it. But I guess you can just end it with all of them.
I think most fun would be lizard people.
Obviously.
I think it would be.
I didn't even think of that.
I think most fun. We would all band together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would get rid of all this.
Like the Spider-Man lizard people. Like
they were huge.
Yeah.
If you had 5 to 7 feet tall lizard people and they could climb, run, or you know what I mean, it would be terrifying.
Yeah.
However, winter. They'd be pretty inactive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'd probably go back underground. You'd have time to, like, get supplies and, like...
I could just see, like, a lizard at the Costco getting, like, an Eddie Bauer jacket for the winter. Do you have this in extra, extra, extra large?
I'd like a small.
Yeah. No, winter would fuck them up.
Yeah, we would destroy lizard people in winter, man. Now, in summer and all these coastal places that you like to go to, it would be hard to fight them off. It would be hard to fight them out of Costa Rica and
Why don't we just give them those places and then we can maybe coexist?
Well, I mean, the people that live there now might have something to say about that.
Yeah, whatever.
But we could if we put them in the Sahara Desert, be like, hey, this is your guys.
Yeah, you got this.
We hate sands.
I just read a book called Project Hail Mary, which talks about. I won't get too much into it, but it's a meteor that's no, it's not a meteor. It's energy getting taken from the sun, and they have to find the source, and they find a planet that it's coming from. So they have to take like a one-way mission over there. And it was like a 500-page book where I'm like, there's no way I would read this. But then I started reading. After the first like 150 pages, it got so good, and I'm like, dude, this is gnarly because they put everything so well together, and yeah, it just reminded me of like end of the world scenarios, and it was just like all it was is just the bacteria eating the sun, and it's like, oh yeah, in 18 years there will be no more sun, and it's like, oof, that's scary. A bacteria could just form itself to eat planets or eat stars, and it's just like we wouldn't even know it until it's too late.
Yeah, I would say mass like foreign bacteria that just wipes us all out. That would be terrifying because there'd be nothing we could do. You know,
that's what happened when the Europeans came to the United States. It's just like 90% of Native Americans just die from the bacteria that they like. Imagine 90% of the country just gone.
What happened to the other 10%? What are they?
I think they opened casinos.
I think
Yeah.
No, yeah, that is true though. Like that is crazy. They think I'm pretty sure I heard it on a podcast, but somebody said the other day that they think one of the big reasons why there was such a big syphilis outbreak in Europe was because sailors that originally came over here and slept with some of the Native Americans took diseases back to them that they had never had.
Yeah.
And that seems... And
dirty.
I was like, well, that might just be like, well, you guys did it to us too, you know. That's kind of how I felt when I heard it. I was like, well...
Who got it first?
Yeah, you have an itchy crotch. They all died.
Yeah, so...
Which one's worse, you know? I think lizard people would be kind of fun. Robots would be scary because, like, they never sleep.
Yeah.
They never
They
eat.
could just sense, like, with their GPS system where you are. Like,
Yeah.
heat. Oh, no. That would be the worst.
It really would. And I just don't like that because it's like they don't have vulnerable moments. You know what I mean?
No sympathy.
They don't ever have to poop.
Yeah.
They don't ever have to, like, eat their food, microwave their food or anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
so that's what's terrifying about things like that to me is when they don't have private moments. You know?
Yeah.
That was what always scared me about robots.
You have
and,
seen
like, they don't-
Ex Machina?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. They'll just use your emotions against you and just...
Yeah. I wouldn't have fallen for it, I don't
Bullshit.
think. No. It's just not my type.
She would become your type. That's the thing.
Would she, though?
She has all those wigs and she
Well, yeah, but...
had a big butt or something.
I don't know. I would think something would be a little...
But you also have to think, like, you're in that position because you're, like, a nerd scientist. Like,
Well, yeah. If I was,
yeah, they're not putting Eric right now.
yeah, if I was a head of robotics
Yeah.
lab, I might be like, oh,
Yeah.
pretty girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I'm just saying that particular robot didn't do it for me.
For sure.
It didn't make my bobber move. Is that what you said?
Bobber.
Bobber.
Yeah.
That's what oh yeah, like fishing.
Yeah.
Bobber. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was Palmer. I was like, that's what I thought you've been saying this whole time. Made my Palmer move, and I was
Palmer.
like Arnold Palmer,
No,
like
my bobber.
Yeah, your bobber.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Do you see why I was being confused? I'm like,
Yeah.
your Palmer.
My bobber move. I got that expression. I went to an improv show and they started using that, and I'm like, that's so funny. They were having a scene about a kissing scene, and they were fishing. I was like, oh, I think you made my bobber move. It was really funny.
I think we've done most of these. We did these the last time you were here. Some of them, I think.
Okay, now you just made that noise. Trying to work out a bit about that. Anytime I'm on the phone with customer service or anybody that's just thinking on the phone, why do they make that noise?
I guess because you don't want to, like...
But
it's all arbitrary. I know,
It's just
I know.
Like I would just want to be like...
I think it's weird to just sit in silence and make people think, like, okay, well, are you... What's
doing
happening?
anything?
And I don't know why, but that's become the international noise of...
Yeah,
I'm still thinking...
Yeah, or it's like... Oh, this computer doesn't want to work today. I guess they know it's Friday.
Whatever.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, I don't like that. I hate that. I hate customer service small talk. Is the worst.
Yeah.
My computer's moving a little slow today. Must be Monday. You know? Shut up.
Well,
Just do it.
Another day in paradise.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's what I hated. Oh, when I worked in an office and I come back, how was your weekend? It's like, it's good, but, now I got to earn $1 or whatever. I don't even know what.
Yeah.
Expressions is just like, just say nothing. Like, don't even.
I had somebody I used to see all the time, and then I'd be like, "What? How's it going? Living the dream."
Oh.
And then have you ever hit somebody with, well, nightmares are dreams too? Like that.
No,
just watch them go like,
Jesus
oh,
Christ.
yeah.
I wish, imagine if someone asked you, like, at work, it's like, how was your day? Or it's like, yeah, it fucking sucks, I'm here.
Yeah.
But it would
Blows.
kill office morale, but it's just like, the fact that it's just like another day in paradise.
Office morale is the biggest lie
Yeah.
America has ever invented.
I know.
Office morale.
But without it, like, imagine everybody just being honest. Like, it would all crumble.
I think it would be great.
Yeah.
I think it would be straight chaos for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then some lines would get drawn real quick.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I think it would be better overall.
Yeah.
You know, if Brittany came in on Monday and just was like, Tiffany, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you chew your gum.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you complain about the work we got to do. And then they just hash it out. I bet you either one of them leaves or
Yeah.
they become friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Cause then it's just like undertone manipulation, and it's just like, oh.
so what we've learned today is treat your spouse like an employee and treat your employees
Like a spouse.
like a I was going to say a high school rival, but
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. And we learned that the people in high school that you like don't always turn out the way you think they will.
Sorry, Jake. I'm not as successful as you thought I was.
Well, he's a doctor, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you're traveling. Like, you're you're doing it. You're
I'm
doing stand up.
I'm fine, but the way he made, I saw it in his eyes, man. He had real high hopes for me. Now I'm just like,
Do you wish that you could go back and be like,
jeez, don't
hey,
tell
whoa,
me
whoa,
that.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
whoa.
I'm just good at football.
Dial it back. Man.
Yeah.
Dial it back. I'm good at hitting people.
Yeah.
If there's a future in that, then yeah.
And even that, I was too short and too slow and not black enough.
Story of my life. You know? Not black enough.
Yeah, that's it.
The name of your sex tape.
Yeah, not black enough.
Not black enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ew. I can't believe you did that with Gaffigan yesterday.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
That's,
I mean, it was 13 years ago. It happened once. It was, whatever. But, yeah, it was weird for them to see it all because then now, I mean,
to see it all.
Yeah, and now we have a different relationship.
I was about to say, I don't know if I could do that
Yeah.
with you. I like you.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could continue our friendship.
Yeah.
Although, I'll be honest, I've seen so many of my friends naked over the years.
Yeah.
It might not bother me at all.
Yeah.
I might not.
Yeah, it's just the whole setting is just weird. It was just I'll tell you off air the whole experience.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I'm sure it was weird.
Yeah, it was wild, but I was like, oh man, I got $500. This is nice. And as a 19-year-old kid, I was like, this is the dream.
Yeah,
And
I can
told
see
him-
how they get you.
I told him I got paid to do that, and then I got that money, bought some weed, and started dealing weed. And it's like, dude, you've always been business oriented, man. It's just like you do this, flip a little weed. It's like, yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to take away from your accomplishment,
Yeah.
but the fact that Gaffigan and Hayes heard that you went from porn to drug dealing and were impressed says everything I
About
needed.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they are still
It's like-
22 years old or whatever, and
Exactly.
it's like, this dude's a porn star
Yeah.
and he sells drugs? Why wouldn't I want to do this?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
That's funny.
And those are our coworkers.
Yeah.
Those are our coworkers.
Those are our coworkers.
Those are our coworkers.
And those are the coworkers we can tell fuck off to.
Yeah. That's what I like about this job.
It's just like, whatever.
Yeah, I can tell you how I feel about you, and it's okay. Either we move past it or we don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't have to pretend to like certain people. And I do like them.
Yeah.
If they're watching. I'm not saying I don't.
Yeah.
But you can just hash it out with your coworkers and be like, hey, that joke sucks.
Remember, what was that guy that sucked?
Oh, there's so many.
He's not in the scene anymore. The guy that picked me up.
The picture. Oh, he is still in the scene. Yeah. Yeah, enough so that I won't. Yeah.
He kidnapped me.
He
He picked me up from one place to another. That's technically kidnapping.
Yeah, I've heard so many stories about people that have had run-ins with him, and
God,
and it was enough for me to be like, all right,
keep your distance.
I'm gonna keep my
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. It's like there's no other way to even deal with those type of people. It's just like stay away, dude.
This is where it gets dangerous because there's so many times where I did a podcast not too long ago with Gaffigan, James Boucher, and Jack Wright, and we got drunk, and the last 45 minutes of it was just us bashing people.
Yeah.
Just. And you know what else? I hate you just going at it, and to the point where I just deleted the whole episode.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, yeah,
can't use this.
that's not good.
I
That's
know.
not good.
Hopefully we didn't say too much.
Nah, we're good.
today.
We're fine. We're fine. I think we had a good time. We'll do
Yeah.
some good clips and stuff.
Thanks for having me.
You got any shows to promote? Anything coming up besides your trip to Colombia?
No. If you guys want to go on amazing trips, hit up my
Travel
fiance.
Light?
Yeah, Travel Light, and Travel Tooch is her Instagram, and yeah, we'll be going.
Travel Tooch?
Her last name's Tucci.
Oh.
Yeah, so Travel Tooch.
Tucc?
I.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah, Travel. Yeah, Tuc. I don't know. That's how she spells it. I think.
I'm just going off Stanley Tucci.
Yeah,
I know
everybody
that.
always asks if she was related, but she is not. Unfortunately, I would know, and we're still.
Oh, how's her back, by the way?
It's good.
Last time I saw her, she had like a herniated disc or something, and
She had Tooch. She spelled it. That's how she Travel Tooch. Tooch. Yeah, she's trying to be an influencer on Instagram with her travel stuff. Because I mean, she's been to 33 countries
for it.
in 32 years. Like that's 32, right? Yeah. So it's wild. So yeah, she's just trying to travel for a living. Not
nice.
trying to tell jokes.
Hey, we all got to do something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.